So you've poured your heart and soul into your latest video, you've spent hours editing, and you finally hit that publish button. But what happens after that? What goes on inside YouTube's algorithm? Well, it's not some big mystery, it's actually a journey. And today, we're gonna follow that journey step by step.
It's the question every single creator asks, right? After that little processing bar finishes, what really happens next? Look, it's not magic. It's a very specific, very deliberate process that YouTube uses to answer one single question. Is your video worth a viewer's time? We're gonna walk through that exact process, from the very beginning with channel trust, all the way to the final metrics to decide if your video flies or if it died.
Okay, so before your video even gets a fighting chance, the algorithm looks at your channel itself. The very first question it's asking is, can I trust this channel? And for new channels, this is the first big hurdle you've got to clear.
To build that trust, you basically have to warm up your channel. You need to prove that there's a real, live human behind it, not some spam bot. So first things first, brand it. Get a banner, get a profile picture, make it look legit. Second, and this is a pro tip, if you can, use an older, established email account to create the channel. And third, you gotta dive into your settings and enable all the available features. These things are like giant flashing signals to YouTube that say, hey, I'm a serious creator over here. And this is absolutely critical. Why? Because if your channel looks suspicious or spammy, YouTube will not push your content onto the most valuable piece of real estate on the entire platform, the browse feed. That's the homepage where videos get recommended. Instead, you'll be stuck in search, just waiting for people to hopefully find you instead of YouTube actively finding an audience for you.
Let's move on. Your channel has earned some trust, you've just uploaded your shiny new video, and now the clock starts ticking. Welcome to the initial analysis phase. This is where YouTube puts on its detective hat and really investigates your content.
The second it's uploaded, the analysis kicks off. YouTube's AI literally transcribes every word you say and scans your thumbnail. Then, over the next 48 hours, it's classifying your topic and, most importantly, it's building a profile of who it thinks your ideal viewer is. This is exactly why views can be so slow at first. The algorithm is still doing its homework. So, how can you help it out? Simple, with crystal clear metadata. Your title, your tags, your chapters, even the words on your thumbnail, that is your direct line of communication to the algorithm. You are literally telling YouTube, hey, here's what my video is about, and here's exactly who you should show it to. You cannot be vague here, you have to be as clear as possible.
And you have to remember this, because ambiguity is your absolute worst enemy. YouTube will not risk showing a viewer the wrong video. So if it can't figure out who your audience is with confidence, it will just push someone else's video instead, one that it does understand. So clear metadata isn't just a nice little suggestion, it's totally essential. So once YouTube has a pretty good idea of who your audience is, it's test time. It's not just gonna blast your video out to everyone all at once. Nope. Instead, it starts with a small, very calculated experiment. I want you to think of a viewer's homepage as having a limited number of, let's call them, slots. YouTube is incredibly picky about what it puts in those slots. I mean, why would it give a slot to your brand new, unproven video when it could show one it knows people are going to click on? Your video has to earn its slot. This is all done through what we can call a test wave. The algorithm pushes your video to a small group, that target audience it identified. Then it just sits back and watches. Do they click? Do they watch? If they do, fantastic. It'll send out a bigger wave. But if they don't, well, the impressions slow to a crawl, or they stop completely. It's really just a series of tests, and you have to pass each one to keep growing. So how does YouTube actually grade these tests? What numbers is it looking at? Well, that brings us to your performance review and the metrics that truly matter.
There are two main superstars here, click-through rate, or CTR, and audience retention. Think of CTR as the gateway. It's just measuring if your title and thumbnail were good enough to get someone to click in the first place. But once they're through that gate, retention takes over. It measures if your video was actually good enough to make them stick around. So, what's a good CTR? Well, if you look at this chart, anything under 3% is basically a red flag for YouTube. It's just not going to push that video. Around 4 to 5% is, well, it's average. But if you can hit 6% or higher, now you're sending a really strong signal that your packaging is working. This is the first number you really need to nail. But here's the thing, getting the click is only half the battle.
Because as our source material makes very clear, retention is by far more important than CTR. Think about it. A high CTR with low retention just tells YouTube you've got a great movie poster for a really disappointing movie. But a great retention graph, that's proof that your content delivers on its promise.
And what's cool is, you can diagnose your video's problems right from this graph. If you see a huge drop-off in the first 30 seconds, your intro just isn't working. If the line is a steep, sad, downward slope, your story or your pacing is losing people. The goal, the holy grail, is a graph that's as high and as flat as you can get it. That shows people are hooked.
All right, so let's go even deeper. Beyond clicks and how long someone watches one video, there is one master metric that rules them all. This is the most powerful signal you can possibly send to YouTube that your content is valuable.
And that metric is session time. See, you have to remember YouTube's #1 goal as a business, it's to keep people on the platform for as long as humanly possible. Why? Well, more time on the site means more ads get viewed, which means more money. So the entire algorithm is built to find and promote videos that help them do that.
And that brings us to maybe the most important takeaway of all. If your video starts a viewing session or even better extends one, you are directly helping YouTube achieve its primary goal. And the platform will reward you for it with more and more impressions. Because at that point, you're not just some creator, you're a business partner.
And the best part is, you can directly influence this. Don't just let your video end with a black screen. No! Give the viewer a next step. Use your end screens and cards to link them to another one of your videos. Or, and this is even better, a whole playlist of your videos. Keep them in your world, and you'll be sending the most powerful signal of value that you possibly can. When you really think about it, every title you write, every thumbnail you make, every cut you make in your edit, it's all part of a conversation you're having with the algorithm. You're giving it data, and it's giving you impressions back. So after everything we've talked about today, the real question is, what will your next video say?